with Luisa Radke
and Luisa Daria.
Our main focus today is on Chinua Achebe's book Things Fall Apart and the cultural aspect to it. We now have an internal source about what was really felt when the British colonized in Africa. Was Achebe telling the truth? Live from Nigeria, my colleague Sally Selman was on a mission to find out about how colonization changed the African ways of living. Good morning, Sally. Could you tell us a little bit about the history of colonization in Africa?
Yes, Lisa, here I am next to the Kabagwit Christian Church that was formed in 1920. The British arrived here in 1901 and actually had the most capable citizens compared to the French and the Belgian colonies. Colonization helped to end violence, and although Africans supported it, there are traditional superstitions and evil practices of the natives set back progress after their independence in 1960. Back to the studio.
What was the response of African people? Was there any resistance?
Well, like I said before, Africans welcomed it because they weren't treated as slaves or wild animals, but we have historical evidence that did not support this, and which says there was strong resistance. By the 1950s, there were national parties which demanded political independence, and there were also protests by women, which were the Aka Women's War, which took place in the southeastern part of Nigeria in 1929.
Thank you, Sally. We've got another correspondent waiting.
Indeed we do, and Sarah's going to tell us about the role of women in Igbo society.
Hey Louisa, here I am live from New York City Center of Emancipation, and I've talked to some ladies that have come from places like Nigeria to the US. So far, what they've told me is that they played a bigger role as women in the Igbo culture and society. They had domestically and economically orientated jobs such as farming and crafting to support the family, also financially. In addition, motherhood was seen as something superior because they were the ones telling their children the inspiring stories. There's an Igbo saying that if one has sorrow and bitterness, one finds peace in the motherland. Another thing is that the first wife of an Igbo man is being paid more respect and that no activities could be held without her attendance. However, beating is allowed and happens quite often and is very common. Back to the studio.
So how did the role of women change during colonialism?
Well, after colonization, new harsh European ideas were introduced, and it was widely spread that women belonged in the kitchen. Their activities were restricted to household and children. African men were made to see their women as subordinates due to financial dependence, which was not the case before. And the women did protest. However, former existing social systems of equality were simply ignored, and new forms of stratification and oppression were introduced. Thank you. That was L Squared News.
We hope to see you again tomorrow.